Hey guys, Phil here. Putting this little video project together, and for lack of a better name, welcome to Submission Hunter TV. There's Frank Barca, my buddy, and just this year, Sammy and I went to visit Frank in Melbourne. Melbourne's beautiful, awesome city, and we had a great time there. Rode in the Porsche, got to hang out with the family, the Barca clan. It was just awesome. We loved it. And yeah, I got to visit so many epic places, Bell's Beach, and yeah, anyways, so enjoy, and here's a little technique from Frank Barca, the man.
Do it, well, I don't know. Just do it right, because I'm going to show Eddie Bravo. Oh. Thanks, Frank. I roll my wrist in, good potentially wrist on, most likely grips. Keep my choking arm deep.
Kind of a continuation of what we were working on in fundies. We were looking at a lot of RNCs towards the end of last week. A lot of them were uncontested, right? So a couple of things we're thinking about here. If I have over-unders in place, obviously I have my strangle arm, my controlling arm. My partner has his primary defending arm and his secondary defending arm. He's gonna go ahead and put a good frame in, right, with his primary defending arm, and just like a baseball bat control here, essentially, right? So what I wanna do from here is I'm gonna take my underhook and reach through top of my wristwatch, meeting my partner's primary defending arm, and I'm just gonna lock up a gable grip here. Right from there, I roll my wrist in, breaking my partner's grip, and I shoot my choking arm deep all the way behind the shoulder. Notice my choking arm is in line right with my partner's chin. I'm covering my own hand with my strangle arm. When I'm ready, I lift my head, slide my reinforcing arm all the way through to the far side shoulder, knifing to the back of his head here. My choking arm goes to my reinforcing bicep. I tuck my head back into my partner's. I drop elbow pressure into his chest, press the back of his head, and close the V shape of my strangle arm. So again, it goes to a baseball bat control. I reach my underhook over, I match a gable grip. I roll my wrist in, could potentially wrist lock him, most likely just breaking the grips. Shoot my choking arm deep, cover it up, nice and sneaky on the finish. Put a slow squeeze on, tap him out. You guys better be squeezing your knees and throwing lowers at home too.
Baby, come on now. You know I love you, baby. Come on. This is awesome. All right, we'll talk later.
This is awesome. The bottom is gonna get all the way down.
Oh, yeah, baby. Sticking out.
Did you see how the bottom's coated in plastic?
Oh, okay. That probably keeps him in the tree. It's like a squirrel thing.
To the next one. He's stuffed up. You're not gonna get anyone.
Oh, vinyasa stuff.
Are we going? Are we rolling?
We're going.
We're live. Okay, guys, so we're going to talk about what happens when you're trying to escape and get your head to the mat to either side. It really doesn't matter. And your partner opts to play a single hook. Maybe they're setting up truck, or maybe they just really like to play single hook. So I'm trying to escape. In this case, I'm going to my right side. Yeah, and Chef goes for a single hook. And chances are here, the auxiliary leg, the top leg, yeah, is going to figure four, or at the very least, it'll go ankle to ankle, right? With that main hooking leg. So here's what we're gonna do, guys. Let's go figure four for now. This top leg just became vulnerable. We're gonna continue with our regular escape, guys, trying to push our head north and get our scapula flat to the mat. And as we do so, you'll notice that my top leg, as I continue to push north and flatten out, my top leg is going to come high over my partner's top leg. So right now we're just focusing on our head and our shoulders, pushing north, getting flat, and getting over. At this point, guys, our bottom leg, if our partner's figure forward, is going to have to reach underneath and thread. If my partner was silly enough to just be ankle to ankle, this is a lot easier to do. We push north, come over, and all of a sudden, I've got my partner's top leg in between my thighs. At this point, guys, I'm gonna do something kind of risky here. I'm going to abandon the hand fight, do a strong crunch, and reach towards my partner's bottom leg. Chef can hold on here, you can hold on really tight. But I have strong faith that my curl through my core and my pull through my arms is going to bring his ankle up into the pocket. So once I've secured the leg in my hands, I'm gonna do one last big shrimp and put a knee shield in between them. I've just turned my partner's attack into my own. I'm trying to escape. I'm pushing, I'm getting my hips up. Oh, I notice I can get over the knee. That's right through. I want a fucking latte.
Let me into my zone. Please don't let me into my zone. 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 Please don't let me in.
Control. And I know we've all been experiencing the pain of the body triangle, okay? So I'm gonna show you guys a couple little details here to help our body triangle escape. So first things first, I'm pushing my hips forward. I need to drive forward into my partner's shin. If I don't drive forward, he's gonna be able to tuck his foot behind my legs easily. He's gonna be able to maintain that control. All right, obviously it goes without saying that my hands are responsible for protecting my neck this entire time. So I'm gonna get my feet free, and I'm gonna start driving my hips forward. Now he's still gonna try and keep that body triangle, but you can see that as I push my hips forward, his foot starts to come forward too. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to move here. I'm trying to move that leg forward. Now, as I drive forward, I'm gonna switch my hips back underneath. Now I'm behind the body triangle. And this is very important. I'm gonna take my free leg that just came through the body triangle. I'm gonna reach up and around. I'm gonna grab the inside body triangle foot. I'm gonna grab that foot, I'm gonna drive it back down. Okay, now right here we have some fancy feet work to do. I just broke his body triangle and I don't want him to reestablish. So I'm immediately gonna pummel behind that leg, open it up, slide my hips out. One more time. He has a body triangle. I'm driving forward, switching my hips underneath, grabbing onto the foot and driving it down, pulling it in.
Let me into my zone. Let me into my zone. Please don't let me into my
gonna throw my underhook up as I drop to that side. I'm gonna force myself belly down, all able to slip this elbow line. I'm slipping elbow line right there. So one thing I've been thinking a lot about is training grappling for rule sets rather than just training grappling to improve as a grappler, right? So if you're training for like an EBI rule set, obviously we have a big emphasis in overtime rounds. And obviously escaping an overtime round isn't necessarily how you escape an armbar position or a back position in a roll, right? We might do things differently. Turning into guard, being mounted in a back escape is still an escape, right? So one thing I've been messing around with, I've used this on my back, and we're just gonna set this up exactly like an overtime round. My partner has his hooks in, he has his over-unders, I get my full control. Now we're taught pretty universally never to go belly down here, right? So we're gonna kind of like break some rules, but now that we understand them, it's okay to break. So as soon as the round goes, go, I'm gonna throw my underhook up as I drop to that side. I'm gonna force myself belly down, all able to slip this elbow line, right? I'm slipping the elbow line right there. And now a lot of times I am ending up mounted, right? So in a roll, this is not necessarily the go-to escape, but in an overtime round, where being mounted is still a full escape, my partner can put a bit of resistance here. As soon as the round goes go, my underhook shoots up, I scrape him off, right? If my partner's slightly more expecting, sometimes it looks a little bit more like this. We roll, we have one full rotation, right? The second time, he's almost off, we pull ourselves all the way through. Now, if you roll with me at all during the first week of the offense, it's just kind of the first experimental stages there, and I had a lot of good success with it. You mess around with it too.
Leg goes out,
Let me into my zone. Please don't let me into my zone. Let me into my zone. Let me.
All right, guys, we're gonna do the best, strongest, easiest, smoothest twister here. So, real simple, guys. I have my over/under control. On the underhook side, my underhook arm is gonna reach across and it's gonna grab my partner's far side wrist control. Okay? Now I'm gonna take my same side of the leg, underhook side leg. It's gonna come out. I'm gonna drag my partner up over my body. It's very important that my partner's hips come above my hips. So I'm dragging my partner up, his hips come through, and I keep control of this wrist as I lock in the truck. All right? A lot of times, just from the throw, my partner's arm is gonna fall back, and that makes it really easy for me to drive my elbow through, around, collecting, and under the head, all in one smooth motion. Now, look, my partner still doesn't have a wrist to defend. Normally, as I try to finish this twister, this wrist would be in my way, hand fighting. But because he doesn't have a wrist, I can get my arm all the way through, let go, come up, and find my finish. Over, under, wrist control, same side as the underhook, leg comes out, tracking my partner up, sitting him up, catching the head, getting our finish.
Let me into my zone. Let me into my zone. Please don't let me into my zone. Let me into my zone. Let me.
Felt like a 10-kilogram kettlebell just right on my waist.
I'll eat an emu.
I'm gonna eat an emu now too, yeah.
I want to eat emu too. I think we should work together to fight the emu menace.
I'm arm dragging this guy right now. He's letting me arm drag him. I don't give a fuck. He's got food. Hand fighting.
Crikey. Hey, what's up, Joey?